In this video we're going to have a look at Huntington Bankshares Incorporated, ticker symbol HBAN, a bit about the company, how the company has performed against the S&P, the dividend history, plus a look at which financial institution are invested in the company, then on to the financials and forecasted price targets from analysts. Also what a good buy price would be. My name is Alex and this is Dividend Income. Huntington Bankshares Incorporated is a $189 billion asset regional bank holding company headquartered in Columbus, Ohio. Founded in 1866, Huntington operates more than 1,000 branches in 11 states. The company is ranked 521st on the Fortune 500 and is 26th on the list of the largest banks in the United States. Now let's have a look how the stock has performed against the S&P. If you'd invested $10,000 specifically on July 7th, 2013, this would have bought you approximately 1,179.25 shares at a closing price of $8.48. Then as of July 7th, 2023, the value of your investment would be approximately $17,790.56 based on the closing price of $10.76. That is just over a 77% increase. If we had reinvested the dividends, we would approximately have 1,685.34 shares and an approximate value of $17,976.17, and that's only a little bit extra at 79% increase. This is an average total return of 6.04%. For dividend payments, you would be approximately receiving $261.22 quarterly and $1,044.91 annually. In that same time, if you'd invested in the S&P and reinvested the dividends, your value would be $32,243.03, a total return of 222.45%. So in comparison, not great. If you want to see how it looks over 20 years, you can pause the video and have a look at the figures on the screenshot. The total return for the S&P dwarfs Huntington, something to think about when choosing your investments. Looking at historical data, Huntington have been paying out dividends since 1992. From the beginning, as a dividend shareholder, things were looking good, up to the financial crash of 2008. A few massive cuts before it had recovered and is almost back to its peak. Bearing in mind today's annual dividend has less pricing power than it did in 2008. Onto the financials. Huntington's market cap is $15.4 billion. The payout ratio is 40.52%, which, although is not as low as other banks, is easily low enough to cover the dividend and has lots of room for growth. Cash to debt, net debt of $9.98 billion is manageable given the other stats we're just about to go through. Revenue is rising nicely over the last few years. EBITDA moving back up after COVID. Last year was great, as we can see. Free cash flow, net income, and EPS all on the up. Dividends, which we've talked about, and then the shares outstanding generally moving down, bar 2021, but last year made up for that. If we look at Q1 earnings this year, everything is in the green, which is nice to see. A continuation of previous years. All the important stats are up. Last few quarters have been good, beating Wall Street's expectations. What has been good to see is a lot of insider purchases. Director Kenneth J. Phelan purchased 20,000 shares of Huntington stock in a transaction on April 26, further adding to his already substantial holdings in the company, a testament to his confidence in Huntington's future prospects. Now let's have a look at the financial institutions. Financial institutions actually have 82.44% of outstanding shares. We can see from the top 10, there has been some significant sales. Fidelity, T. Rowe and Boston Partners. They've really trimmed down their positions, which is very bearish. The Vanguard Group have increased their stake though, interestingly, up to 11.4% with their latest purchase. Plus Invesco Advisors adding a massive 25.64% to their stake. So they're really bullish on it. Now what do the analysts think the 12-month price forecast could be? CNN Business have an average 12-month price target of $12, 19.7% upside from where we are today based on 19 analysts. TipRanks have an average price target of $12.80, 17.06% upside from where we are today based on 12. And Zacks have an average buy price of $12.69, 18.93% upside from where we are today based on 15. So all a lot higher from where we are today. Let's have a look at the stock price history. Looks a bit like a theme park ride. We can see the drop off after the financial crisis. Then it's been slowly creeping back up. At least it's heading in the right direction. This stock is not a growth story. It's a dividend of 5.69% that is the biggest selling point. You can see the appeal with Huntington's low share price, as it's a lot more accessible to investors who are more likely to take a punt on the stock with such a low buy price, and it's a good way of accumulating a large amount of shares, especially if fractional shares are not available with your broker. The stock price is at a 52-week high of $15.74 and a low of $9.13. If we have a look at value investing, we can use the dividend discount model to find a fair price. This is coming out at $16.85. Normally with a margin of safety of 20%, a reasonable buy price would be $13.50, but in this instance, given where it is, somewhere between $9 to $10 would be a good buy price. Thanks for watching. As usual, if you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.